Smart Hashtag 3 was introduced to the Malaysian market just a few months ago with 3 variants available. The entry-level Pro variant cost 175,000 ringgit, while the model you see here is the Premium variant, and this costs 215,000 ringgit. The flagship model is the Brabus, and that costs 255,000 ringgit. Some say that the Hashtag 3 can be considered the coupe SUV sister to the Hashtag 1, which was the first smart model introduced to Malaysia under the Geely Mercedes-Benz co-ownership. While we see a number of Hashtag 1s in Malaysia, we still do not see that many Hashtag 3s around, which is quite surprising because it is quite a capable EV, especially in this premium variant, which, to me at least, looks really good. In fact, even though it is styled by Mercedes-Benz, I think it looks better than any of the Mercedes EQ models. The Hashtag 3 Premium uses a single rear-mounted electric motor and puts out 272 PS and 343 Nm of torque. Acceleration from 0 to 100 km/h is seen off in just 5.8 seconds, while top speed is rated at 180 km/h. That may seem quite normal in the realm of EVs, but the Hashtag 3's trump card is actually its recharging capabilities. You see, while a lot of EVs are capable of a 7 kW or 11 kW AC charging, the premium model here is capable of 22 kW AC charging. That is very important because it means that you get to juice up quicker without resorting to DC charging. The 22 kW AC charging is capable of recharging from 0 to 80% state of charge in just 3 hours. And if you need a quick recharge, the Hashtag 3's 150 kW DC charging capability will let you charge from 0 to 80% in just 30 minutes. As for battery and range, the premium model uses a 66 kWh nickel manganese battery that is capable of providing a WLTP range of 455 kilometers.
This video is brought to you by Berjaya Sompo Insurance. Get Sompo Motosafe by Berjaya Sompo. The less you drive, the less you pay. It's that simple. Choose from 3 different mileage plans with affordable premiums to fit your driving needs. Perfect for those who drive occasionally. Plus, enjoy extra perks like unlimited towing, 100% special perils, and all driver coverages. Ready to drive smart and save big? Switch to Sompo Motosafe today. Head over to Berjaya Sompo Insurance and start saving now.
Now that we have established that the Hashtag 3 is actually a brilliant car, the numbers speak for themselves. Let's put all of that aside and appreciate the Hashtag 3 for the brilliant car that it is. I mean, come on, when was the last time you saw a car that sported such a wonderful design and pulled off this color blue fantastically? I mean, check out those 19-inch turbine wheels, man. Those wheels speak for themselves. Some serious design over there, and I like that about the Hashtag 3. And then when you step inside here, this entire interior is again brilliant. I mean, of course, it's very similar to the Hashtag 1. And buyers of the Hashtag 1 will probably step in here and think, oh, it's the same. But it's not. Because you get some Mercedes-Benz elements inside here, such as the air conditioning vents, the circular air conditioning vents, which, come on guys, it's typically Mercedes, isn't it? But everything else, yes, it's a bit of the Hashtag 1, which is no big deal because buyers of the Hashtag 1, well, you would probably want a hatchback design and such, but this is, as I said, a coupe-like SUV. I'm not sitting very tall, and I'm not sitting very high up, but it's the design. It could pass off as a coupe-like SUV. And then the interior over here, I think the interior of the Hashtag 3 has solved one of the biggest problems with the Hashtag 1, to me at least, and that was the silver whitish trimming inside here, which under the hot Malaysian afternoon sun tended to glare really badly. Now though, it's just this gunmetal grey. I mean, it still does tend to glare, but it has a matte-like finish instead of that polished finish. It has this matte-like finish which does a better job than the trimming, the interior trimming of the #1. And driving this car, well, I'm not even going to talk about refinement because we know that EVs are quiet, they're very well refined, but the suspension of the #3 is also soft and supple. If you want something more aggressive, there's always the Brabus version of the #3, but that would set you back, again, as I said, 255,000 ringgit. But besides that, these seats are brilliant and you get a lot of nice interior trimming around here, and I really appreciate that 13 speaker Beats sound system. Again guys, that's me talking, that's my preference. I like a really good sound system. So 13 speaker Beats with a deep, rich bass is just fantastic. We spend a lot of time in our cars, so why not have a good sound system? So I think credit is due where it is deserved. The interior of the #3 is just fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of things inside here that, well, not a lot. There are some things inside here that could be better. But the most glaring or jarring thing is this huge panoramic roof that does not come with a shade. I have a lot of skin on my head, no hair to actually just absorb that heat, right? So I feel it on my head, and yeah, it can get a bit overwhelming. But the good thing over here is that Smart Malaysia will provide you with a shade. It's part of that sales package thing that they have going on, or you could just buy one from the aftermarket as part of the aftermarket accessories. As far as driving the #3 is concerned, for me, it checks all the boxes. It has a lot of safety systems that are always telling me, drive better, pay attention and such. Now if I drive my hand, if I put my hand this way, it's going to sort of block off that eye sensors thing that keep a lookout for where your eyes are going. And if you block that off, it's going to start alerting you, hey, reposition your hands because I can't see you. And if while you're driving, you're sort of just looking for your favorite songs and something like that, it's going to tell you off again. So it has a lot of these quirky little things that are going on inside here, and there's just some background noise that, to me, it's a little bit annoying because, and I can't figure this out because I can't seem to turn it off. I can't figure out whether it's that speed limit thing or whether it's that, it even makes noises when there's motorcyclists that are just buzzing past you, but that's what I'm talking about. What is that? Because it's annoying. So it has a lot of these things that are working in the background, but they're all there for your own good, your own safety. And I really don't like to be told off by the car, but this car likes to tell me off all the time. And the other thing that I think was that it's a bit annoying, is the same issue that I had with the #1, and that's if you have passengers in the car, it's going to force them to put on their seat belts. Like, there's a way around it to just put on your seat belt and pasang that seat belt, just latch it in, and then you can sit on top of it. But that's cheating, and you really can't argue against safety now, can you? So all of these things are actually a good thing, a good problem to have. And then the other thing that sort of annoys me is that lane assisting, because every time you get in here, you have to keep turning it off. And if you stop to go to the loo or stop to buy something and come back in, you have to turn it off again. But again, no arguing against safety, even though that lane keep assisting is incredibly annoying because, it just keeps pulling you back into your lane, even when you have to make some emergency maneuvers. But besides that though, as you can see, I'm doing about 100 kilometers per hour right now. Fantastic. And the #3 does offer a little bit more space than the hashtag 1 as far as interior space goes, but because of its coupe-like design element, you do not get as much headroom as the one in the hashtag 1, but you don't feel it from the driver's seat. It's just the rare passengers that are going to feel that. Now I'm going to park this car, take you for a walk around the interior and show you what I like and a couple of things that I don't like. So now let's take a closer look at the interior. You have this massive 12.8-inch screen over here, you have another digital screen over here, and a 10-inch heads-up display. So there's no lack of data. All this information is fed back to you via all these screens and that head-up display over there. But it's just the way that all this information is fed back to you that I have a bit of a problem with, because look at this screen. There's just a lot that is going on. I would prefer something that is more simplistic, and there's this Fox thing over here, which to my eyes is a little bit unnecessary lah. You're driving a 200 over 1,000 car anyway, but this is not something that ProNet Malaysia can be held accountable for, because they don't develop these cars. It's just, I'm just whinging, I'm just whining. Anyway, what it can give you, the stuff that it can do for you, now that is impressive. So for example, the smart navigation is able to provide up to 80% of the major, I think 80 or 90% of the major charge point operators in Malaysia. So if I click on this, it can tell me, well, it's loading now, but it can tell me all of the nearby charge points that are available nearby here. One is 4.4 kilometers away. So this just makes my day a lot easier, and I can plan my entire journey. If I'm traveling out of state or something, I can plan my entire journey based on this navigation over here, because it just tells me where I can charge the car. Now that is something that I appreciate. But for example, if I click on it, it can tell me that there's 2 charge points that are available, and each has a 45 kilowatt capability with cable, and they are currently available, and they also tell me the price. So it's 1 ringgit per kilowatt hour. Not a bad deal. Anyway, I like having that convenience. But back to the interior, it feels really good. It feels high quality. And I do believe that if Mercedes-Benz were to develop their EVs just like they helped to develop this hashtag 3 and hashtag 1, I believe they would sell a lot more cars, because it's just such a nice place to be in, and the design just wow. Anyway, check out the seats. These are just fantastic. I think they are a very nice balance between sport bucket seats as well as being comfortable. They just hold you in just the right way. I appreciate that. I don't have much to complain about the interior. I already told you about the massive panoramic roof, and just being able to be in here, that sound system, and going about your day-to-day business, this is a very nice place to be in. I like that. The back seats too, well, fantastic. I really like the fact that you have speakers mounted right above your ear. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a bit of an audiophile. So all this stuff really matters to me, and I like that about the hashtag 3. And as I was telling you earlier, even though the roof is sloping downwards and you don't get as much headspace as you would in a hashtag 1, it's still not bad. It's still quite a bit of headroom between my head and the glass roof. So this is something that if you're taller than 6'5" or something, then this might be a problem, but chances are you're not. So this fantastic place to be in. You get a Type A charger, Type C charger, and you get ISOFIX mounts at the back here, which makes this perfectly adapted to life as a family car. So in my opinion, I really don't have much to complain about the hashtag 3. In fact, if you can't already tell, I really like it.
Loyalty programs are great, but don't you just hate it when you lose the card or you forget to bring it and then you end up losing out on all those points? Well, BH Petrol has an ingenious solution to it. Rather than coming up with a card, they have launched the BH Petrol e-card application, and it's available in both Android as well as for iPhones. What this does is you basically pour as you normally would, pick up the receipt and simply scan it. You get 1 point for every liter that you spend. And it has a lot of exciting products that you can actually trade your points in for. Right now, with BH Petrol's e-card loyalty program, I don't have to worry about losing my card or even losing out on my loyalty points, making BH Petrol's e-card loyalty program the right choice. So as I was saying earlier, the smart #1 and #3, they are all about great designs. For example, this simplistic design looks great. I mean, you have this LED light bar over here, which is not a big deal anymore. Almost all cars have this, especially those from China. But what I really like about this is the way that the open and close, but the open button has been integrated into this design, and it just stands right in your line of sight. But if you didn't know that it was there, there's no way that you could tell, because to open the boot, you press this. That is very clever, and that gives you access to this wonderful boot space, functional boot space, and you get this tonneau cover, retractable tonneau cover, and you get enough space for, let's say, a stroller and such, and you get more space down here to store your cables and everything else. You don't get a spare tire though, but again, with wheels that look that good, I really hope that you take care of your tires. Anyway guys, the design is fantastic. And if you're wondering whether you get any storage space up ahead, yes, you do. This is a tire repair kit, and it's not much of a boot space. I doubt you can fit a very big laptop, 15 or 17-inch laptop in there, but at least it's there. It's good enough for some documents and such that probably you don't want your passengers to be looking at. So that's great. I appreciate a forward storage space frunk. Anyway guys, the Smart #3 Premium comes in at 215,000 ringgit, which means that compared to the competition, well, there are other cars that can probably do everything that the Smart #3 can do for a lot cheaper. But the Smart #3 is not just a very capable EV, it's a really good looking one as well. So to me, the Smart #3 offers a perfect blend of a car that you buy with your brain as well as with your heart, because any way that you look at it, it's a good looking EV, and it's difficult to argue against a car that does not only look great, but it's also very capable as well. Let me know what you think about the Smart #3 in the comment section below, and if you would go for it, let me know. Thank you for watching guys. Do consider subscribing.